I'll call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is an open meeting of the Seward, Nebraska governing body. The city of Seward abides by the Nebraska Open Meetings Act in conducting business. A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is displayed on the north wall of this meeting room facility as required. Disclosure of meeting recording process is posted in the meeting room. A participant sign-in sheet is available for use by any citizen addressing the council. Presenters shall approach the podium, state their name and address for the clerk's record, and are asked to limit remarks to 5 minutes. All remarks shall be directed to the mayor, who shall determine by whom any appropriate response shall be made. The city of Seward reserves the right to adjust the order of items on this agenda if necessary, and may elect to take action on any of the items listed. And just so you know, we will not be having a strategy session this evening. So please call the roll.
Beck.
Here.
Coulterman.
Here.
Streisand.
Here.
Camper.
Here.
Singleton.
Here.
Hendricks.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Wilkin.
Here.
All right, first item this evening is the draft minutes of November 16, 2021.
Move to approve.
Second.
A motion and a second is there for discussion. Seeing none, please register your votes. Please display the votes.
Voting in favor are Wilkin, Beck, Camperth, Coulterman, Miller, Singleton, Streisand, Hendricks, 8-0.
Next, we have the election of council president. Is there any discussion or nominations?
Nominate Alan Beck.
Thank you very much, I appreciate that, but as I said before, with SECDP and LB 840, I got my hands full. So thank you, I appreciate
So
it.
you are formally declining the nomination?
I am, thank you.
I'll nominate Carl to continue in the role.
Okay. Would you accept?
Yeah.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Anyone else? I will close nominations unless there's anyone else. Seeing no one else, we close nominations and we do a unanimous consent. Is that okay?
You can move for approval, you can take a public vote, you can do a private vote, however you want to do it.
Well, I hate waste all this slips of paper.
I move to approve Carl as our president.
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. All right, congratulations, Carl.
Thank you.
Okay. Next we have the consent agenda. It makes up 2 items this evening.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, please register your votes. Please display the votes.
Voting in favor are Wilkin, Beck, Camperth, Coulterman, Miller, Singleton, Streisand, Hendricks, 8-0.
All right, next we have appointments. First item is the reappointment of Dan Braun to Assistant Fire Chief for a 2-year term.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, please register your votes. Please display the votes.
Voting in favor are Wilkin, Beck, Camperth, Coulterman, Miller, Singleton, Streisand, Hendricks, 8-0.
All right. Item number 2 is the reappointment of Cheryl Zump to the Seward Aging Service Commission for a 2-year term.
Move to approve.
Second.
With a motion and a second, is there any further discussion? Seeing none, please register your votes. Please display the votes.
Voting in favor are Wilkin, Beck, Camperth, Coulterman, Miller, Singleton, Streisand, Hendricks, 8-0.
Item number 3, this is the appointment of Janet Oddbody to replace Lisa Carl, Maureen Freitas to replace Sandra Wright, and Renee Larson to replace Martha Bender on the Seward Aging Services Commission for 2-year terms.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, please register your votes. Please display the votes.
Voting in favor are Wilkin, Beck, Camperth, Coulterman, Miller, Singleton, Streisand, Hendricks, 8-0.
Okay. Next, administrative items. We have the updated job description for Police Officer 2. Derek, do you want
Yes, sir.
to touch on that first?
So as with what happens with all job descriptions, over time, the positions are reviewed. So this one was next up to be looked at. The last update was in 2001, so some things have changed. Technology has changed over time. So Chief Peters looked it over and got it up to date. There are no current or expected vacancies in the near term for this position. Chief Peters is here if there are any questions.
Chief Peters, did you want to add anything?
there since, we revised it, so it was just,
We were due.
we were overdue. We did the police officer one, job description, a couple months back, so, we just felt it was time to work on this one next. So, nothing major, kinda tweaked a few things, but if you do have any questions, I'd be happy to entertain.
Any questions or comments from the council? Otherwise, we entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the updated job description for police officer 2. Any further discussion? Seeing none, please register your votes. Please display the votes.
Voting in favor are Wilkin, Beck, Camperth, Colterman, Miller, Singleton, Streisand, Hendricks, 8-0.
Alright, next, item number 2 is resolution designating one handicap or disabled parking space on the east side of Fifth Street, south of Seward Street. Derek, did you wanna touch on this first?
So this request was brought forward due to safety concerns in front of the Fury building. This existing stall is a potential safety risk for disabled individuals utilizing the parking stall. This resolution will relocate the existing non-compliant handicap parking stall to the north for the purpose of creating an ADA compliant parking stall and curb ramp to enhance the safety of handicapped users. Tim and Mike are on hand to answer any technical questions anyone may have.
And Tim or Mike, either one, was there an issue with the location of this relative to the drive? Was that part of the?
Yeah, if you noted, there's two diagrams that should have been included in your packet. That first one clearly showed that anything parked there was parked out into the drive. The rear of that vehicle was out into the drive. Now, if you had a handicapped individual, say a wheelchair that got out in there, their only access was up into traffic, into that driveway and up onto the street.
Okay.
That totally unsafe.
Any questions or comments from the council? Otherwise, I'd ask someone to introduce the resolution.
I'll introduce the resolution.
Alright, the resolution has been introduced and is designated as resolution number 2021-29. Would anyone like to move that this resolution be passed and adopted?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, please register your votes. Please display the votes.
Voting in favor are Wilkin, Beck, Camperth, Colterman, Miller, Singleton, Streisand, Hendricks, 8-0.
Alright, item number 3, resolution designating one motorcycle/scooter parking space on the east side of Fifth Street, south of Seward Street. Derek, did you wanna take that?
To go along with the previous resolution, upon review of the existing parking space, it was determined the most effective use of this limited area would best be served as a motorcycle/scooter parking stall. As such, the resolution would designate the stall as a motorcycle or scooter parking only. Tim or Mike can answer any questions on technical nature.
Do you have anything to add, Tim or Mike?
No, once we removed that ADA, there was half a stall, basically, half a parking stall left. We know parking's at a premium downtown anyway, we needed to utilize it for something. It fit the standards of a motorcycle or scooter, so why not? We don't have anywhere else downtown, so be the first one downtown.
Makes sense.
So every motorcyclist will be fighting to get to that
Potentially,
one
right?
spot.
That one spot for all of downtown, so.
Got it. Any questions or comments from the council? Otherwise, I'd ask someone to introduce the resolution.
I'll introduce the resolution.
Okay, the resolution has been introduced and is designated as resolution number 2021-30. Would anyone like to move that this resolution be passed and adopted?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, please register your votes. Please display the votes.
Voting in favor are Wilkin, Beck, Camperth, Colterman, Miller, Singleton, Streisand, Hendricks, 8-0.
Next, we have the city administrator's report. Any questions?
Greg didn't have anything to add either, so I asked him.
Seeing none? Perfect. Is there a motion to accept the report?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, please register your votes. Please display the votes.
Voting in favor are Wilkin, Beck, Camperth, Colterman, Miller, Singleton, Streisand, Hendricks, 8-0.
Do we have any future requests for council agenda items or administrative action? Seeing none. Then next we have the announcement of upcoming events. And I have an email from Jonathan Jenk that I'll read you in my most excited chamber voice possible. Jonathan extends his apologies for having to miss tonight's verbal report. He is out of the state at a conference, building relationships with site selectors and professional colleagues from across the United States. Thank you to the Seward City Council for supporting the Seward Christmas Festival. This year's celebration was a huge success, decided after Thanksgiving with a full event schedule, and the weather was ideal. Please encourage people to come to see Santa at his house on Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays on the courthouse square in December. I tell my friends in Lincoln that Santa has a timeshare at the courthouse square, for what it's worth. The SCCDP is continuing to facilitate Zoom meetings on the last Thursday of each month at 1 p.m. about COVID-19 updates with Four Corners Health Department and other community sectors, including medical, education, business, etc. This month will be Thursday, December 16th at 1 p.m. because of the Christmas holiday the following week. The SCCDP Annual Awards Banquet is scheduled for Monday, January 31st. We will be celebrating the work of individuals and companies in Seward County. Please consider joining us for this upcoming event. So with that, we do not have a strategy session for this evening. So is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please register your votes. Please display the votes.
Voting in favor are Wilken, Beck, Camperth, Colchman, Miller, Singleton, Streisand, Hendricks, 8-0.
Thank you, everyone, and have a good evening.
You went over a minute.